So this session will begin with the cell cycle. Cell cycle, it is a series of events which includes the cell growth, okay, doubling of the DNA and the cell division. There are three major events in one cell cycle. Okay, the major events are firstly the cell growth, and second one is DNA replication, and the third one is cell division. However, when we study about the cell cycle, the word which we frequently use along with the cell cycle is the cell division. Right? It is like almost another name given to the cell cycle. Why the cell cycle is being majorly considered or concentrated on the cell division is the event behind or the motive behind studying the cell cycle is the cell division only. These two events, that is cell growth and DNA replication, these are the precursors for the cell division. The major event which is happening here in the cell cycle is the cell division only. That is why we oftenly use the term cell division very equivalent to the cell cycle. The DNA replication and the cell growth, these are the precursors to the event called as a cell division. Okay. Now, all these three events, they take place very orderly, very coordinatedly they usually take place. So, why exactly this coordination should be there? And how is this coordination achieved? Why the coordination should be there means, because for the cell division to take place, there are certain pre-requirements which should take place in the cell. Only if all the requirements are fulfilled, only then a cell can undergo the division. Without the requirements, the cell cannot undergo the division, and these requirements are fulfilled by the cell growth and the DNA replication. Okay, that is the reason why all these three events should take place very coordinatedly. And how is this achieved? This is been achieved by various proteins and complexes which are working in a very even manner. So there are certain proteins and complexes which you will be studying in the further classes. So those proteins and the complexes will work together in a very evenly manner to make a coordinated cycle which is called as the cell cycle. So for the ease of the study and according to events which take place in one cell cycle, the cell cycle has been differentiated into two phases. The two phases of the cell cycle are first one is interphase. The first one is the interphase and the second one is the M phase or mitotic phase. The first phase is the interphase and the second phase is the M phase or the mitotic phase. We'll first speak about the interphase. Interphase, so this is the longest phase in the cell cycle. This is the longest phase in the cell cycle. So 95% or above 95% of the cell cycle duration is usually the interphase. So this takes place for more than or 95% of the duration is the interphase. So 95%. We'll just take one example. On an average, a human cell divides every 24 hours. Every 24 hours, the human cell will divide on an average. This is an average duration of the cell cycle of a human. However, when you consider different types of cells in the human body, every different type of the cell has got different cell cycle duration. ಓಕೆ, ಪ್ರತಿ ಒಂದು ಸೆಲ್ ಟೈಪ್ಗೆ ಅದರದ್ದೇ ಆದ ಒಂದು ಡ್ಯೂರೇಷನ್ ಇದೆ, ಸೆಲ್ ಸೈಕಲ್ ಡ್ಯೂರೇಷನ್ ಇದೆ. ಬಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ರೀತಿಯ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ದ ಆವರೇಜ್ ತಗೊಂಡಾಗ ನಮ್ಗೆ 24 hours ಆವರೇಜ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಆನ್ ಅನ್ ಆವರೇಜ್ a human cell divides every 24 hours. Now if you see 95% of the 24 hours ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ it comes up to 23 hours. up to 23 hours, 22 point something ಬರುತ್ತೆ. 23 hours ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. 23 hours is only the interface. 23 hours is interface and only 1 hour is M phase. Only 1 hour is M phase. So the interface will last for a longer duration as compared to the M phase. And remember, interphase alli, okay, these two, that is cell growth and the DNA replication, both take place in the interphase only. Cell growth and DNA replication both will take place in the interphase only. However, to achieve a proper series of events or proper sequence of events, again the interface is been divided into further subphases. The interface is divided into further subphases. The subphases of the interface are, what are the subphases? G1 phase, and then S phase, and G2 phase, and G0 phase. So these are the subphases of the interface. So now if you diagrammatically represent the cell cycle, okay, the cell cycle always will begin with the G1 phase. We always begin the cell cycle with the G1 phase. And G1 is one of the longest phases of the interphases. Two longest phases of the interphases are, one is G1 and another one is the G2 phase actually. S phase is a very short duration phase. So G1, this is the G1 phase. Okay, this is the G1 phase. And after the G1 phase, we have S phase. We have S phase. And after the S phase, we have G2 phase. And then this is M phase. This is the M phase. Now, all this, that is from G1 up to the G2 phase. From the G1 up to the G2 phase, we call this as interphase. This is been called as interphase, and this is called as mitotic phase. This is called as mitotic phase, and this is all called as the interphase. Okay. So now, what all is happening in the G1, S and the G2 phase, we will see it separately. However, sometimes, okay, sometimes some cells of the body, like we have the heart cells, we have liver cells, we have kidney cells. So these cells, though they are metabolically active, they will be non-proliferative. Okay, ಕೆಲವು cells ಬಾಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾಲಿಫರೇಷನ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಪ್ರಾಲಿಫರೇಷನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಡಿವಿಷನ್. Okay, proliferation andre division. So they usually will be like non-proliferative cells tara act ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. So timely, it is not permanent non-proliferation, it is a temporary non-proliferation. So we usually use a term called as semi non-proliferative ಅಂತ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. Okay, non-proliferative phase ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂತಹ cells ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತವೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ G1 phase ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ, okay, G1 phase ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಇರಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ they don't complete the G1. They don't complete the G1. From the G1 itself, they escape and they enter the G0. they escape and they enter the G naught. And soon when they want to become proliferative, idu non-proliferative cells aitu. When they want to become proliferative from the G naught, they again come to the G1 phase. They again come to the G1 phase and then they complete the G1 and enter the S phase. Got it? So the cells, not all the cells, a few cells like we have the heart cells in the humans. Okay. So our cells in madutte, they will be in a non-proliferative condition. So such non-proliferative or semi-proliferative cells in irtavala, those cells will not complete the G1. Instead, they quit the G1 and enter a quiescent stage or a dormant stage ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. So they undergo a dormant condition or a quiescent condition which is called as a G naught. So this G naught will stay from a few months to years. It may stay for days, it may stay for weeks, it may stay for months, or it may go for the years also. Okay. Then when the cell has to be proliferated again, when the cell has to be proliferated, then the G naught will be quit and the cells will enter back the G1 phase. The cells will enter back the G1 phase, then they complete the G1 and go to the S phase and the further phases. Clear with the cell cycle? So since the interphase consists of many events here, the duration given for the interphase is also, or the duration taken by the interphase is also very, very longer. Okay? Clear? Just note it down. I'll wipe it and I'll take up all the phases. So G1, G2, S, G naught phases. Okay? So we'll begin with the G1 phase. So what happens here in the G1 phase? So G1 phase will usually last from 25% to 50% of the interphase. 25% to 50% of the interphase will be the G1 phase. So majorly what happens here is, the first thing is cell organelles will duplicate. The cell organelles will duplicate because when the cell division has to happen, for the dotted cells, there should be two copies of the cell organelles. One should go to one dotted cell, another one should go to another dotted cell, right? So the duplication of the cell organelles will take place in the G1 phase. Apart from this, 20 amino acids which are required for protein synthesis, and then tRNA, mRNA, rRNA synthesis. Okay, because we have 20 amino acids and these 20 amino acids should only make the proteins, right? Those proteins are required for the synthesis of the tRNA, mRNA and the rRNA. So all those 20 amino acids will be synthesized or will be formed in the G1 phase. Then another important thing which is going to happen in the G1 phase is, that is cyclin D concentration will increase. Cyclin D concentration. Cyclin D is a complex, okay? Cyclin D is a complex which is usually involved in the synthesizing of the proteins required for the transcription purpose. Because if a protein has to be formed, we have synthesized 20 amino acids. Ili 20 amino acids synthesize ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ. ಈ 20 amino acids ತಗೊಂಡು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು, proteins ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಹೌದಾ? ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ ಸಿಂಥಸಿಸ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್ ಆಗಬೇಕಲ್ವಾ? ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್ ಆಗಕ್ಕೆ ಏನೇನ್ ಎಂಜೈಮ್ಸ್ ಬೇಕಲ್ಲ ಆ ಎಂಜೈಮ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಸಿಂಥಸೈಸ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಕೆಲಸ ಯಾರ್ದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸೈಕ್ಲಿನ್ ಡಿ. So cyclin D concentration will increase. Okay, cyclin D concentration will increase, which what does the cyclin D does is this will actually synthesize the proteins for transcription. Proteins for the transcription. This is one thing. Another important thing which is happening here is cyclin E formation. Cyclin E formation. Once the G1 phase is completed, from the G1, the cell has to switch to the S phase, right? So, for the switching of the cell from the G1 to S phase, the cyclin E is required. If the cyclin E is not there, okay, if the cyclin E is not there, then the cell will not shift or switch from the G1 phase to the S phase. So, cyclin E formation will take place, which will help in the shifting of the cell from the G1 to S phase. From the G1 to S phase. So, once the cyclin E has been formed, now the cell is shifted from the G1 to the S phase. Now comes the next phase, that is S phase. S phase. S phase alli enagatte, the major thing which takes place in the S phase is the DNA replication, or in very proper terms I can say it as duplication. I can call it as duplication, doubling of the DNA. Okay, so here remember one thing, when the DNA doubles, okay, when the DNA doubles, the number of the chromosomes will not increase here. The number of chromosomes will remain same, only the content of the DNA is being doubled. For example, if there are 2 chromosomes, okay, if there are 2 chromosomes, that is, this is one chromosome, this is another chromosome. After the S phase, okay, after the S phase, the number of chromosomes will remain same like this. The number of chromosomes will remain same. What happens here is the content of the DNA will double. The content of the DNA will double. Number of chromosomes remain same. Number of chromosomes remain same, only the content doubles. The content doubles. That is, example, if you have C content of DNA, after S phase, you will be having 2C content of DNA. Okay? If there is 4C content of DNA, after the S phase, you will be having 8C content of DNA. Right? The content of DNA will double, but the number of chromosomes will remain same here. Okay? And this will usually take place for 35 to 40% of interphase. 35 to 40% of interphase duration is taken by the S phase. And one thing you have to remember here, which is really important, is now who is regulating this S phase of the cell cycle? S phase of the cell cycle is very important. So, after the S phase, now comes the G2 phase. So, remember, G1 phase alli ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದೆ cell? G1 phase alli the cell prepared itself for the S phase. Okay? If you observe the events which have taken place in the G1 alli ಏನಾಗಿದೆ? G1 ಅಲ್ಲಿ cell prepared itself for the S phase DNA replication. One major event of the interphase is the S phase only, that is the DNA replication, right? So DNA replication ಏನೇನ್ ಬೇಕು ಅದನ್ನ ಎಲ್ಲಾನು cell ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತು G1 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ರೆಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂತು. So very oftenly we call the G1 as the preparatory phase for the S phase. We usually call the G1 as the preparatory phase for the S phase because because the DNA replication ge ಏನೇನ್ ಬೇಕು everything is made ready in the G1 phase only. Now after the S phase the cell shifts to the G2 phase. The cell shifts to the G2 phase. Now G2 phase is a preparatory phase for the M phase. Illi G1 was a preparatory phase for the S phase. G2 is a preparatory phase for the M phase. Next M phase cell division barutalva. A cell division ige enen beko everything is prepared here in the G2 phase. So first thing what happens here in the G2 phase is all the other components of the cell organelles ಇಲ್ಲಿ duplicate ಆಗಿದೆ but cytoplasm duplicate ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಲ್ವಾ cytoplasm duplicate ಆಗಬೇಕು cytoplasm ಜೊತೆಗೆ other components like cytoskeleton ಇದೆ, there are many other proteins which are required for the mitosis, ಇದೆಲ್ಲಾನು ಕೂಡ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಮತ್ತು ಡ್ಯೂಪ್ಲಿಕೇಟ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು. So all other cell components are doubled. All other cell components are been doubled and proteins which are required for M phase are produced here. Proteins which are required for the M phase are produced here. Okay. Then apart from this, again there are certain important things which you have to remember now. That is cyclin A and cyclin B are formed. Cyclin A and cyclin B are formed here. Now cyclin A ಮತ್ತು cyclin B ಏನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ it will make the cell to shift from G2 to M phase. If the cell has to shift from G2 to M phase, in that case the cyclin A and cyclin B should be formed. Now the G2 is the end of the interphase, right? Soon after the interphase, the cell will begin the cell division. If the cell division has to begin, the interphase events should occur appropriately. Interphase ಅಂದ್ರೆ G1, S, G2 ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯ ಎರರ್ಸ್ ಆಗ್ಲಾರ್ದಂಗೆ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೇಕು. ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಆದಾಗ ಮಾತ್ರ ಸೆಲ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಎಂ ಫೇಸಿಗೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಒಂದು ವೇಳೆ if there were any errors in the interface, for example the major event is the DNA replication or the DNA doubling only, right? If there was any error which has occurred in the DNA doubling or DNA replication process, in that case what happens, if there is any error, then cell produces CDK1. CDK1 will be present at the checkpoint. So checkpoint antandre, if this is a cell cycle, okay, if this is a cell cycle, we have the G1 from here to here, yes, and then the G2 and the M phase. So G1, yes, G2. Now here at the G2 there is a checkpoint. Similarly, after the G1 there is a checkpoint. These two are the very important checkpoints. So G1 ಆದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಒಂದು checkpoint ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Checkpoint ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಎಸ್ ಬಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಇಲ್ಲಿ DNA ರೆಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. DNA ರೆಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಆಗಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮೊದಲು ದ ಸೆಲ್ ವಿಲ್ ಸಿ ವೆದರ್ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಇಸ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಸೆಲ್ ಆರ್ ನೋ. If there was any error, the cell will not start the DNA replication. The cell will ask the proteins to carry out the G1 once again properly. So proper ಆಗಿ G1 ಆಗಿ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಚೆಕ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಚೆಕ್ ಆಗತ್ತೆ ಪ್ರತಿ ಒಂದು ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗಿದೆಯಾ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಒಂದ್ಸತಿ ಸೆಲ್ ರೆಪ್ಲಿಕೇಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದ್ಸತಿ DNA ರೆಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಶುರು ಆದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಹೈ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ. DNA ರೆಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ವೆರಿ ಹೈ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅರ್ಧಮರ್ಧ ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ DNA replication is a waste of energy to the cell. Yes, it is a waste of energy to the cell. So what cell does is it will not waste the energy unnecessarily. So the cell will first check in the checkpoint. If everything is right, only then the cell will go ahead with the DNA replication. Similarly, DNA replication ಆಗ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಎರರ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದಲ್ವಾ. ಅದರ್ವೈಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಎರರ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದಲ್ವಾ. Everything is been checked here in the CDK1 checkpoint. CDK1 checkpoint ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಚೆಕ್ ಆಗಿ everything is right ಅಂದಾಗ ಮಾತ್ರ the cell will go for the cell division, because again the mitosis meiosis is a high energy consuming process. It's a very high energy consuming process. ಹಂಗಾಗಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಸೆಲ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ everything is right, everything is properly formed, only then the cell will enter the M phase. So the cell produces CDK. This CDK ಏನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ inhibit the entry of cell into M phase if there are any errors formed. If there are any errors formed, then it will inhibit the cell from entering the M phase. Okay, so these are the three phases of the cell cycle. Now sometimes the cell will also enter the G0 phase. The cells will also enter the G0 phase. Then what happens here in the G0 phase? So first thing is, the cells which are entering the G0 phase, those are the non-proliferative cells. Those are the non-proliferative cells. Alva? Only the non-proliferative cells will undergo the G0 phase. Now what happens here is, again, see, G0 phase ಯಾವಾಗ ಬರ್ತವೆ cells S ಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಲಾರ್ದಂಗೆ they quit the G1 and go to the G0 and then they enter ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಸೊ G1 ಕ್ವಿಟ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು. G1 ಕ್ವಿಟ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ G1 ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಸಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು. G1 ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಸಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು. ಈಗ G1 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ, G1 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸೈಕ್ಲಿನ್ ಡಿ ಇದೆ. ಸೈಕ್ಲಿನ್ ಡಿ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಸೈಕ್ಲಿನ್ ಡಿ is very high in the G1 phase, and because of that the transcription process is happening, which is preparing for the protein synthesis, which is a major event happening in the G1 phase. ಇವಾಗ ನಾವು ಆ G1 ನ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಆ G1 ನ ಸಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ the cyclin D concentration should reduce. The cyclin D concentration should reduce. The first thing which is happening when the cell is entering the G0 is reduction in the ಅಥವಾ reduce the cyclin D. Reduce the cyclin D concentration. Cyclin D concentration reduce ಆದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್ ನಿಂತು ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್ ನಿಂತು ಹೋಯ್ತಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಲೇಷನ್ ನಿಂತು ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಲೇಷನ್ ಎರಡು ನಿಂತು ಹೋಯ್ತು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ the cell will not complete the G1 and cell will not enter the S phase only, right? So now the cell will stay in the G1. So G1 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟೇ ಆಗಿ ಸಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಡಾರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿತ್ತು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನ ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, G0 ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. Okay, and along with this, one very important event which is occurring here is, okay, RB protein ಅಂತ ಬಂದಿರುತ್ತೆ. So very frequently asked question in the JAM examination. Okay, RB protein ಅಂತ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. So RB protein is ರೆಟಿನೋಬ್ಲಾಸ್ಟೋಮಾ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಇದನ್ನ. ರೈಟ್ ಇಟ್. Retinoblastoma protein. Okay, so this retinoblastoma protein, it is in a hypophosphorylated form. So very often they ask the question as, when the RB is in a hypophosphorylated form, what actually occurs in the cell cycle? Okay, ಏನಾಗತ್ತೆ? ಈ RB ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ ಎರಡು ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. One is a hypophosphorylated form, another one is a hyperphosphorylated form. Hypophosphorylated, phosphorylation is addition of the phosphate. Addition of the phosphate ಆಯ್ತಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ATP synthesis ಶುರು ಆಗತ್ತೆ. Okay, now ಈ RB ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, this will be in a hypophosphorylated, phosphorylation ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳುತ್ತೆ. Okay, ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, now the cell will be lacking the energy. When the cell lacks energy, none of the process will take place. When the cell lacks energy, none of the process will take place. If none of them are taking place, the cell is called as dormant. Right? If none of the events are taking place, we call the cell as a dormant cell. And dormant stage is nothing but the G0 stage. Right? The dormant stage is nothing but the G0 stage. If the cell has to quit G0, if the cell has to quit G0, in that case, this RB protein will usually be in a hyperphosphorylated condition. It will be in a hyperphosphorylated condition. So, this RB protein or the retinoblastoma protein, which is there in a hypophosphorylated condition or a form, so this will not allow the transition from the G1 to S is not allowed. The G1 to S transition is not allowed by the RB protein or the retinoblastoma protein. So the cell has to stay in the G1 in a dormant condition. So that G1 in a dormant condition only is called as the G0. Okay, and when the time permits or when it is required, for example, ಈಗ heart cells ಇದೆ. ಹಾರ್ಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲೂ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಟೈಮ್ಸ್ G0 ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾಕೆ ಹಾರ್ಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್, ಲಿವರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್, ಕಿಡ್ನಿ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಯಾಕೆ G0 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಬೇಕು? ಸಿ, ಹಾರ್ಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ವೆರಿ ವೈಟಲ್ ಆರ್ಗನ್, ರೈಟ್? ಹಾರ್ಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ವೆರಿ ವೈಟಲ್ ಆರ್ಗನ್. Such vital organ is been protected very well by the body. ನಮ್ಮ ಹಾರ್ಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ? In the cardiac pouch, right? In the cardiac pouch. So cardiac pouch is a well protected area. Sternum ಪಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿರೋ ನಮ್ಮ cardiac pouch ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ heart situate ಆಗಿದೆ, and which is very very well protected. ಅಷ್ಟು ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಇರಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ವೇರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಟೇರ್ ಇರಂಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಹೌದಾ? ಈಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಎಪಿಥೀಲಿಯಲ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ವೇರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಟೇರ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ವೇರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಟೇರ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಈಸೋಫೈಗಸ್ ಲೈನಿಂಗ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ವೇರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಟೇರ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಅಟ್ ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಏನ್ ನುಂಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸಲೈವ್ ಆದ್ರೂ ನುಂಗ್ತಿರ್ತೀವ, ಹೌದಾ? ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ವೇರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಟೇರ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಟಮಕ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ವೇರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಟೇರ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ HCl ಇದೆ, ರೈಟ್? ಅದೇ ಆದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಹಾರ್ಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಹಂಗಲ್ಲ, ದೇ ಆರ್ ವೆರಿ ವೆಲ್ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ವೆರಿ ವೆಲ್ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಆರ್ಗನ್. ಸೊ ವೇರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಟೇರ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಕಡಿಮೆ. ಹಾರ್ಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಯೂಶುವಲಿ ನಾಟ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಟು ಎನಿ ಅದರ್ ಆರ್ಗನ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯ ಗಶಿಂಗ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿ, ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯ ಮೂವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿ, ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯ ಫ್ರಿಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಹಾರ್ಟ್ಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಹೌದಾ? ಇಟ್ಸ್ ವೆರಿ ವೆಲ್ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್. ಸೊ ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಹಾರ್ಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ವೇರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಟೇರ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ. ವೇರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಟೇರ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದಾಗ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಯಾಕೆ ರಿಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು? ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಇವಾಗ ಹಾರ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 1000 ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೋಣ, ಆಯ್ತಾ? ನಮ್ಮ ಹಾರ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 1000 ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. ವೇರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಟೇರ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದಾಗ 1000 ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಹಂಗೆ 1000 ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಗುಡ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಇರ್ತವೆ. ಸೆಲ್ ಡಿವಿಷನ್ ಯಾವಾಗ ಆಗತ್ತೆ? ಸೆಲ್ ಡಿವಿಷನ್ ಯಾವಾಗ ಆಗತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಆ 1000 ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು 20 ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಏನೋ ಡ್ಯಾಮೇಜ್ ಆದ್ವು ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೋಣ. ಆ 20 ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಡ್ಯಾಮೇಜ್ ಆದಾಗ ಆ 20 ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ವಾಪಸ್ ರೀಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು ತಾನೆ? ರೀಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಆಗೋದ್ರಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಸೆಲ್ ಡಿವಿಷನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಒಂದು. ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಹಾರ್ಟ್ ಬೆಳಿಬೇಕು, ಬೆಳಿಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗೋದ್ರಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಸೆಲ್ ಡಿವಿಷನ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು. ನಮ್ಮ ಹಾರ್ಟ್ ಬೆಳೆಯತ್ತಾ? ಇಲ್ಲ, ಸ್ಟಾಗ್ನೆಂಟ್ ತಾನೆ. ಒಂದ್ ಏಜಿಗೆ ಬಂದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಸ್ಟಾಗ್ನೆಂಟ್ ವೇಟ್, ಸ್ಟಾಗ್ನೆಂಟ್ ಸೈಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ ಹಾರ್ಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಹಾರ್ಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ವೆಲ್ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ರೀಜನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ವೇರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಟೇರು ಇಲ್ಲ, ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಸೈಜು ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಸೆಲ್ ಡಿವಿಷನ್ ಆಗ್ತವೆ? ಇಸೆಂಟ್ ಇಟ್? ಸೆಲ್ ಡಿವಿಷನ್ ಆಗೋ ಚಾನ್ಸಸ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಕಡಿಮೆ. ಏನೋ ಬೈ ಎನಿ ಚಾನ್ಸ್ ಇಫ್ ದೇರ್ ಈಸ್, ಎಷ್ಟೋ ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದ್ಸರ್ತಿನೋ ಯಾವಾಗೋ ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಡ್ಯಾಮೇಜ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂತ ಅಂದಾಗ, ಟು ರೀಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ದೋಸ್ ಡ್ಯಾಮೇಜ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ನ್ಯೂ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್, ಆ ಹಾರ್ಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಗೋ ದ ಸೆಲ್ ಡಿವಿಷನ್. ಅದರ್ವೈಸ್ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋ ಸೆಲ್ ಡಿವಿಷನ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಇವನ್ ಲಿವರ್ ಹಂಗೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಕಿಡ್ನೀಸು ಹಂಗೆ, ದೇ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ಇನ್ ವೆಲ್ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ರೀಜನ್ಸ್, ರೈಟ್? ದೇ ಆರ್ ಇನ್ ವೆರಿ ವೆಲ್ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ರೀಜನ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇರೆ ಆರ್ಗನ್ಸ್ ಕಂಬೈನ್ಡ್ ಆಗಿ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಹಂಗಾಗಿ ವೇರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಟೇರ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಅಂಡ್ ಒಂದು ಡಿಫೈನ್ಡ್ ಶೇಪ್ ಮತ್ತು ಸೈಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಈಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಎಂಬ್ರಿಯಾನಿಕ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. ನಮ್ಮ ಎಂಬ್ರಿಯಾನಿಕ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಹಂಗಲ್ಲ, every 35 minutes or 40 minutes our embryonic cells will divide. Our embryonic cells, ನಮ್ಮ average human division rate ಏನಿದೆ 24 hours ಇದೆ. ನಾವು ಬರೀ ಲಿವರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ವಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ 15 hours 16 hours ಗೆ ಒನ್ಸ್ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಡ್ಯೂರೇಷನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ. ಅದೇ ನಮ್ಮ ಎಂಬ್ರಿಯಾನಿಕ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಅರೌಂಡ್ 35 to 40 minutes ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸೆಲ್ ಡಿವಿಷನ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ cells has to increase, number of cells has to increase, size increase ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಸ್ಟೇಜಸ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು. ಹಂಗಿದ್ದಾಗ ಮಾತ್ರ the cells will undergo rapid division, otherwise the cells will not unnecessarily undergo the cell division. So unnecessary cell division ಬೇಡ ಅಂತ ಅಂದಾಗ the cells will be in the G0 phase. So clear? So this is all about the stages of the cell interphase. Stages of the interphase. So firstly the G1 phase, second is S phase, and then the G2 phase and the G0 phase. Clear? Okay. Now with the previous knowledge which you have about the G0, about the interphase or about the cell division, I'll just ask you one question. Okay, ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಸೆಲ್ ಡಿವಿಷನ್ ಓದಿದ್ದೀರಾ ನೀವು ಈ ಹಿಂದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಒನ್ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್, ನಾನು ಒಂದ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಗ್ಯಾಪ್ ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಇಲ್ಲೊಂಚೂರು ಗ್ಯಾಪ್ ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನೋ ಬರೆಯಕ್ ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿರ್ಬೋದು? ವಿಚ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿಡ್. ಐ ಆಮ್ ನಾಟ್ ಆಸ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ನ್ಯೂ. ನೋಡಿ, 2 major events take place in the S phase of the cell cycle. I am repeating the lines of the NCERT. Two major events occur in the S phase of the cell cycle. The first one is DNA replication. The second one is sorry, cell growth. The second one is, what is the second one? Once again, I'm repeating the lines of the NCERT. Okay, 2 major events take place in the S phase of the cell cycle. The first one is DNA replication. The second one is, I'll give you a clue. The second event takes place only in the animal cells. Yes? Very good. The replication or the duplication of the centrioles in case of the animal cells will also take place in the S phase of the cell cycle. Okay, so duplication of centrioles in the animal cells. So this doesn't take place in the plant cells because centrioles are absent in the plant cells. Okay, so clear with the cell cycle? Yes? Any doubts? Copy down.